Yeah.
This is Geek Therapy Radio.
What are we waiting for?
And now your mental curator, Johnny Hamburger.
Welcome to the Geek Therapy Radio YouTube channel. I've got quite a few more subscribers now. I know that as of recording this, I think I'm sitting at around 370 or so subscribers. That's a drop in the bucket compared to other big YouTubers with millions of subscribers, but it's a several 100% increase over the past week and a half or so. So the channel is growing. So I decided to make a video introducing everyone to the channel and what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. Some housekeeping. First and foremost, Geek Therapy Radio is an actual radio show that airs here in Houston, Texas. I don't know if you can see behind me. That's 610. I'm sitting here at 610 in San Felipe in the Galleria. Not going to tell you exactly what building or what floor or what suite number it is. But it's an actual radio show here in Houston, Texas. And I say that to say this. Radio is long format. So while I provide content on YouTube, you have to, let's understand that it comes from radio. So keeping that in mind, long format. And I will do my best to provide timestamps in the descriptions from now on where I get onto the actual subject at hand. But just keep it in mind, like I said, this is long format radio that I am providing YouTube videos in addition to. So first it's long form radio. Second, it's YouTube videos, and I'm going to do my best to merge the two. It's kind of, I don't know of anybody else in radio who's really trying to do that. I know people just have live streams of their shows, Rush Limbaugh, and people like that just have live streams. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to hit all the formats. So while it is long form radio, it's also a podcast, Geek Therapy Radio podcast. You can download that, or you don't have to download it, but you can, on Spreaker. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it through the iHeartRadio app. That's a really good one, iHeartRadio app. But honestly, just between you and me, Spreaker's probably the best, or Pocket Cast or something like that. The iHeartRadio app, while it is fantastic and free, it still requires you to kind of sign up for it before you can listen to stuff for free. So I say, yeah, get the iHeartRadio app, and if you don't mind signing up for it, and you sign up for it so you can build your own stations. You got to do the same thing for Pandora or anything else like that. But Spreaker is probably the best way. I use Pocket Cast on my Android. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, you use the little podcast app and just search Geek Therapy Radio with Johnny Hamburger. So here's what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. I've told you that it's long-form radio, because first it's a radio show here in Houston, but here's what Gecko Therapy. Here's what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. The motto is that we are all geeks about something, and I fully believe that. Whether you are into cars, or video games, or astronomy, or any sort of scientific endeavor, or you embroider, you're into calligraphy, or you sew, or you knit, or whatever your geek thing is, RC cars, all sorts of stuff, violins, music, we're all geeks about something. So if you're really into muscle cars and you think, I'm not a geek, I'm a big muscly dude and I'm into muscle cars. No, you're a geek. You're a geek about muscle cars. But here's the thing. It's okay now to be a geek because geeks are sexy. And like I said, we're all geeks about something. One thing my show aims to do from the outset, hence the name Geek Therapy Radio, was to help people cope with life and even depression by engaging in or finding for the first time hobbies and interests that excite them. You know, when I was depressed for a few years around 2005, 2007-ish era, I don't remember any sunny day at all. I don't remember the sun shining, period. One of the only things to get me through that time in my life when I was struggling with depression was my hobbies. I made music, and I like Street Fighter 2, and I would play Street Fighter all the time, and I would make music and play guitar. And I firmly believe that if we just tap into our inner geek, then we can make it through almost anything in life, or certainly have a better chance to make it through. So that's what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. It's about us coming together to share our geek interests and our hobbies and our passions with each other, because there might be somebody out there really struggling, who hasn't played with Legos since they were a kid, or never played with Legos. And one of the things I say on the show is you're a grown-ass man or woman. You can go buy Legos on your way home from work and just play with some Legos. See, spend 5 to 10 minutes doing something new or spending time on an old hobby or a new hobby. It might bring you joy and some sort of satisfaction to life. And you might hear about something on this show that you weren't really interested in, but now it's sparked your interest and maybe you want to look into. That's what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. The other thing, I'm going to be wrong sometimes. I am the only person involved in this radio show and this YouTube channel and the podcast and everything you see, every thumbnail you see I make, every video you see put together I edited, every description, every topic, every subject is all me. And since I have interests in lots of things, that means that I'm not going to be an expert in any one thing. So if I talk about something and I get something wrong, and I will, this is your invitation. Geek Therapy Radio is a community. Please, if you're watching it on YouTube or you're listening to it on a podcast that has a comment section, anything that has a comment section, or you're listening on the radio or whatever, you can email me, geektherapy@iheartmedia.com. But let's stick to YouTube since this is a specific YouTube video. I'm going to get stuff wrong, and that's fine. I admit that. But since this is a community, please add your input below. You don't have to be nasty about it. It doesn't add anything to the conversation. It doesn't do any good at all. It provides nothing. But you're free to do it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying I'm going to delete your comment or ban you or anything from your comments to my videos. I'm just saying the nastiness doesn't have to be there. You're free to do it. Free speech, and I, for one, am not going to ban you for it. I'm just saying it's unnecessary. So please correct me if I'm wrong, always, because you're not just correcting me. This is a conduit for understanding and knowledge. So comment below if I get something wrong, or you agree with something, or you have a geek thing you want to share with me and others. Comment below. So what Geek Therapy Radio aims to do here on YouTube and on the podcast and on the broadcast is draw a circle in the sand. I exist. This show exists in a sea of politics, in a sea of political radio, in a sea of political podcasts, in a sea of political television and YouTube stuff that is all designed to wrench us apart, to tear us asunder. I draw a circle in the sand and I say that Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, whatever, we all love Star Wars and Legos. So I'm trying to be an oasis in this vast desert of politics and media that's designed to divide us. I'm tired of it. And my show is growing. Like I mentioned, my YouTube channel alone, while it's only at 370, subs right now, a week ago it was around 100. That's a very good increase. My listenership is going up. I'm getting more notice. I'm getting spread around more platforms. iHeartMedia is spreading me to more markets digitally, which is really good because the message of the show is taking. People are tired of the division. And I fully believe that if I'm just genuine and if I'm just open and I just invite all of us who are geeks about something, we're all geeks about something. If I invite all of us to come together, it's like a welcome respite from all the crap happening in society. I fully believe people are good. We get inundated by all the bad. That's all we hear about is the bad because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. My show exists to showcase the good and to remind people that there's good in the world and invite all of you to be the good in the world. And one way that we can be the good in the world is to share our hobbies and passions and knowledge with each other. So like I said, I may present things in my show that you know more about. You're an actual expert on it. Please share it below in the comments constructively. Like I said, you don't have, you can be nasty if you want down there. You're always able to do that. It's just not necessary. Serves no purpose, and there's no point. So share knowledge with me and thereby share knowledge with everybody else. We're all geeks about something. It's okay. Geeks are a wonderful thing. Dare I say, geeks are sexy now. Really, this is just an impromptu video. And if you've noticed, I've been going on for, I think, 10 minutes now. I just hit 10 minutes as on the recording here. I don't do a lot of edits on here, unless it's a specific video. Like if I do like a specific car review or device review and I make it like a really slick thing, there's no edits here. It's talking. That's it. Just stream of consciousness. That's what it is. So when you're doing a stream of consciousness thing, you might get some things wrong, which is fine. Again, I invite you to point it out. Please point it out below in the comment sections of these videos. This has gone on for 10.5 minutes. I just wanted this to be a meet and greet for any new subscriber to the channel, not just the subscribers as they are right now, 370, but anybody coming to the channel. This was a 10-minute, 11-minute, whatever meet and greet about what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. If you like the show and you believe in what I'm doing, please subscribe. I don't want your money. There's no Patreon. There's no GoFundMe. There's no crowdfunding for this at all. I'm never going to put a sponsor my channel link below. I have nothing against that. But since I work in corporate radio, I will make my money through sponsors for the radio show. So I never want your money. No, I don't want listeners to give me money. I don't want anybody to give me money or donate to me. Again, I have no problem with people doing that for other people, but like I'm just going to be honest. I'm just being really honest with you. I'll make my money in other ways. I don't want you, the listener, you, the viewer, to feel obligated to give me money. So I'm never going to ask for money. That's really all there is to it. Like I could have edited out these little pauses, but I'm not. This is just what Geek Therapy Radio is. It might be fun to put it on in the background while you're playing video games. But other than that, if you like the show, if you dig it, if you love it, share the podcast version of it with people. Tell them to go check out Geek Therapy Radio on Spreaker or iTunes or the iHeartRadio app or whatever outlet that I'm on. You can also share this YouTube channel. That's what I'm saying. In lieu of money, just share it. Just share the show if you love it and you believe in it. I really appreciate all of you. Subscribers and even people who don't subscribe, I appreciate all of you. I really want to know what your geek thing is. I really want to know what your hobbies and passions are. And I want you to come here to this little corner of the internet to share the joy. And hopefully that joy will radiate throughout our world. Thank you for listening to this and watching this intro video here. I'm kind of distracted because I'm running a radio station at the same time here. But that's it. I love you all. Thank you for visiting my channel, and share it if you like it. Share Geek Therapy Radio with your friends and family. And more than that, just enjoy it and be the good in the world. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you so soon. Thanks for watching.